They were talking about the do was saying, wow, it's a grand opportunity. But this don't, what else is going to do? You are actually going to be there for maybe around 18 minutes or 20 minutes. And what kind of work you're going to tell to the students or to the audience. Now, all of us, all of you sitting over here, you might be physically one entity, but there are two of you sitting over here. Amar is there, he's going to speak. There are two Amars. Physically, you will see only one Amar, but there are two Amars sitting over here. Amar do and Amar do. And you know, all of this, it came out of one of the videos which I was watching. If you listen to this video very carefully. Oh, it's not playing. Can we play this video? Can we have the video? Now see, even if you see this video, you'll come to know that there's a perfect representation of two Ronaldos. One is Ronaldo and the other is Ronaldo. Now, what is happening happens with every one of us. The basic premise is drawn out of this video. That there are two entities which are actually in dialogue at any given point of time for any activity you do. Even if you are ordering for a burger or you are attempting a question paper in an examination. There will always be two entities. One would be the do, who will be actually pushing you, zesting you to do that activity. And the second is what? Who will be actually stopping you to do that activity. Now the problem is that how do we create this balance? As I am talking right now, till now I talked about philosophy and psychology, but I'll be now mending or blending technology to it. As one of my speakers was talking about physics, I'll talk a basic maths behind it. I came up with something called as law of complementary. We all know about complementary angles. I'll define a little more. On this. Maybe you know, there are two states, two extreme states of yours as an individual. One is you're sleepy, you're completely ignorant about a particular thing. And the second state is that you're very excited about doing that particular thing. These two extreme states are two excesses. And onto these excesses, for a given activity, your zeal, your zest, depends on how much the do and don't have argued with each other and who is prevailing in the argument. Whether X don't is prevailing. If, say for example, you're going to a class after watching videos till 2 o'clock in the night, you're going to a class, your don't will prevail. And your do would be less. And you will be actually crawling towards the class. The second state is that you're going to a movie, even if you are awake all night long and there is a movie which has come up. Now your do would actually superpower the don't, and you will be running towards that movie. There are states of mind in which you are completely confused. Maybe some of you are really confused right now that whether this is towards the do side or the don't side. This interaction is going towards the do side or the don't side. So what I thought, that why not to create some kind of zones and then talk about how do we go about these zones. These are two basic zones. You've got a do zone and a don't zone. Your state for an activity is represented by the blue line. The area beneath that blue line is a do zone, and the area above that line is the don't zone. If your do zone, I'll give you that example because I've created. Now look to this scenario or situation. I might be sounding technical, but I need to blend philosophy, psychology, and technicality together. Now, for an activity like this, maybe you are invited to a party, but that party you do not want to go. In this situation, you are going to a class, a subject to attend, which you do not like. Therein, in this case, what is happening is that your do zone is surpassed or is being overpowered by the don't zone. There are activities like this will make you unhappy. This is again a case, but here in this case, maybe your don't is again overriding the do zone. But then why we are talking about? In such cases, when you are very happy towards doing an activity, towards going to a particular place, towards attempting an examination, I'll tell you a scenario. The moment you get your examination paper and the first question, if that is not matching to you, your don't zone always superpowers your do zone. Now, what should we do? What should we do to overcome? That we need to push this towards the happier side. Now comes my experience. That we need to enlarge the do zone and do away with the what? Don't zone. I'll talk about this and I'll share my experiences. You might ask me a question or I have a question within me to be answered, that whether I need to listen to the don't version of mine or the do version of mine. The very first thing is, if you really want to push this bar towards the happier side of it, towards the zesty, enthusiastic side of it, then you need to change your perspective, you need to change the way you look to a thing. Can anybody tell me what kind of picture which I am showing over here? You will not be able to figure out what this picture is until unless you turn it 180 degrees. The moment you change your point of view about anything or everything, the do side and the don't side, they have something purposeful, something meaningful. The second most important thing, we all are machines and we all are controlled by remotes. I'll give you an example that, say for example, you're passing by and your best friend does not give you a smile while crossing by. You know, you will feel completely dejected. You will feel something is wrong with that individual because the remote of yours is with that individual's expression. The remote is not with you. Keep your remote with you, because if the remote is with you, then the don't will not rely or don't will not have the information pertaining to it. So my experience is, this is, I've got two superstars of mine which are enlisted over here, and the biggest thing which he says is, start questioning yourself. When I say start questioning yourself, the moment you start questioning yourself, your remote is with you. Your don'ts would always be bleed. Your don'ts would be meat at any given point of time. And the most important thing, say goodbye to your don'ts. But do you say that all the time you say goodbye to your don'ts? Please do not do so. Because if your do wants you to drive a car at 180 kilometers an hour, let that don't be always surmounting that do, because that don't is going to play an important role. My sole message out here is, you cannot do away with this kind of conflict within of you do and you don't. But you can always create a balance by having a different point of view of anything which is available to you and having the remote of your expressions and feelings with you. I wish you all the very best. Godspeed. Thank you.